if it isn't my friend Meteor Durplander, would you care for a plate of roast caracul, some mulled wine? No? Well, I see you have not come into my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was, in fact, on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. I don't know what his voice is supposed to sound like. Does he have voice lines prior to this that informed me?
The incident with the New Frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest.
I don't feel I was wildly off.
Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurthus soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Hallone's blessings be upon you! Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long.
Plus, when I monologue, I really do appreciate that you are so brief with your words.
Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Raceland, let me know if you have any questions about the game. I've been playing since this content here that's from 2014 was new. I didn't play this game for narrative, it being a Final Fantasy game. It has a big developed narrative. I played for the other MMO elements, and so as I've gone back to redo all this for my first time, because I do care about narrative now, it's been fun to see all this, but I have been playing a long time, so if you have any questions beyond the story, which I haven't done what we're about to do, I'm happy to answer. And they have a free trial that lets you go all the way through, not only all of this, but also a full expansion after this, totally for free. Unlimited hours. You do get limited to anything that was contained in that. So you don't have access to any races or classes that were added after that, any zones, but anything that was part of the game during that, minus that you can't like post on the market board, do PvP or anything, and all of those restrictions around the free trial have only come out of like that people were abusing it. Right, that like a bot account having free access to the game, and then when you ban the bot, it can just spin up another free trial. Well, that means that now none of us can have access to the market. If a well-meaning new player to the game, it wouldn't bother me at all if they wanted to sell things on the market. But, unfortunately, same with PvP. There were some people that were using free trials to create free accounts and then feed themselves PvP wins. And so the devs had to come out and say, all right, I guess no PvP for free trials. We were really hoping that new players would have the ability to try out the game in its entirety, but apparently people can't have nice things. Oh. Incredibly frustrating.
Meteor, is there aught you would ask of me? Pray speak plainly. I am a man of action, and I need no honeyed words. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? By the Fury, but do you seem destined to cross paths with those villains? I must confess, then, it is a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this ice heart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. 'Tis an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhaps you would care to question one of their recent victims? As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a trader was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some detail that could aid you in your task.
I have been to your infirmary. I've been here before. We did that when we came through the zone the first time. Let's come out of first person. I like first person for talking to people. I think it makes it really clean to see their face. I don't like playing in it. So like when there's two people next to each other, I just stay in it to run to the other person. But I think what it is when I talk to somebody, I want it to be like a cutscene where it like centers the screen. As opposed to if I do that when we're out here, it puts them, they're way off here because it leaves me centered. And I want it to center on the conversation. So like cutscenes already do that. We would be centered right here instead of on me. So instead, the next closest thing is to just center them by going into first person. It's not perfect. I don't know. Little things. Little preferences. Little preferences. Okay, here we go.
Tell you what happened? Why, yes, of course. I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help you catch those cowardly Blackhearts. I was traveling my usual route to White Brim Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. 'Twas then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze, stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace, if you know what I'm saying. Before the darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they were hauling my goods. But you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived it all. And I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Oh, alright.
I will gladly go to Snowcloak. I ain't scared. Wait, is Snowcloak an MSQ dungeon? I had no idea! Oh man, are we gonna build to a dungeon? Alright, I'm here.
Sunder the crystals.
Your end has come. Why though? Like, why? Guys, what is the deal with less than vendor?
My life belongs to the lady.
Huh. So they're loyal. I don't understand. Are they tempered? I don't know that I realized that's what this was. That's incredible. Almost as incredible as Chili gifting a sub to Aromel. Thank you so much. Alright. Let's charge on. Hey guys. Obviously, we're all very, very serious adventurers. You know, we're taking on the dangerous world. We're taking on all that the dangerous may have ahead of them. And, you know, like you do. It's quite the sweater.
Go! Draw your weapon, foul! Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You are come seeking heretics? Then we share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced to cross one of their raiding parties, and pursued them here. By rights, we should have cornered them in this ravine, yet they are gone. Vanished like icy wraiths.
I think we'll get an answer soon enough, Jace. I think we have answers incoming. Is that Rookery? Oh, I had no idea she watched the stream. Thank you. Big fan. We saw so little of her.
You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff. Could it be Iceheart herself come to sneer at our folly? Oh, Rookery, a big fan of Guild Wars and Final Fantasy. I can see why people are loyal to her. And to where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall. Some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. 'Twould be best we were to return to Whitebrim Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Drillamon.
Epic. Epic. Alright. It's really nice being able to fly in old content. That's the worst part of starting a second character to replay the game, is that you don't get to fly until you finish an expansion, as opposed to if I use the New Game Plus feature that lets you replay story, I would be able to fly and have access to like all the teleport points right from the get-go. You wish you could play fresh? Yeah, it's hard to have that kind of like true fresh second experience. It's one of the reasons I don't really regret doing this now. Like, in some ways, this is my journey. And so 2.0 is a prequel for me. You know, it's not the first expansion. I played Shadowbringers and Endwalker first, and now I'm coming... So I played 5.0, 6.0, now I'm back into 2.0. So, it's my journey. Alright.
Meteor, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. Now, the men you found near Snowcloak were some of my finest. That they should be bested so handily. I fear I have woefully underestimated the threats these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us now. 'Twould be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Harshaphon of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Rookery and her fanatics, the Bird Fam, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long.
You can clip whatever you want, Chris. I will take the Bird Fam on in full force. I don't know. I mean, we got Grandpa Garlic. Why can't that be Rookery? We didn't see her face. I don't see any reason not to. Unless I have seen her face, but I don't think we have anybody that long white hair. I already said the sweet. Oh. Alright. Let's do it to it.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody.
I love that they were grunting.
But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
I learned her true identity.
Indeed. And this transpired at Snowcloak?
Mm-hmm.
Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order.
Is my trial Shiva
Putting
hard?
such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion.
That's fine.
Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action.
Mm-hmm.
Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche.
I told you her name. She's from Chicago.
On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Oh, man. Game on. Where do you want me to go? Oh, pray return to Revenant Soul. Pray return indeed. Here we go. Ah, Slapborn, buddy pal. Hello again.
Meteor, 'tis good to see you return to the Toe. How fared you the frozen wastes of Querthos? Lord Fortom has sent us a second shipment. I must send thanks to Lord Horshavan for his continued generosity. Yet even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract ever greater numbers of those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alphino's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats.